Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to carry on with this Stuart M3 from Miniart. And first up is we're going to take care of the hatch that goes on the cupola of the turret. So basically you can see me here, I'm just cleaning up some of the attachment points where it was attached to the sprue tree, and I'll sand that out. Now, I mistakenly painted the inside of this white. Later on you'll see. But in actual fact, it should be the olive drab color that the outside of the vehicle is. Alright, this part here, it's the final little bit of armor that goes on the upper sort of small little turret that sits on top of the bigger one, and this is the very front piece. Now the fit on this kit is amazing. Everything is engineered to the T, but some areas needs a little bit of sanding or scraping with a knife, but with the turret parts everything fit just perfectly. You don't need very much glue to glue everything together. And like the bigger part of the turret, I'm going to end up using an elastic band to help keep everything equal tension, I guess. Sort of like so that the shape of the top part there, it's you know, almost like a stop sign. Everything will be pushed together equally as it dries. The one thing that is a bit of an issue for me, in a good way and in a bad way, is the turret just basically sits on top of the body, which in a way is an accurate portrayal, I guess, of what it was like. But when you go to lift up the model, the turret will fall off and it could end up breaking. So just be aware of that. I'm kind of like thinking maybe I should make something like you see on other model kits where they have sort of a tongue and groove kind of opening where the thing sits down inside, and then when you turn it, it actually holds it onto the body, but I probably won't. Just figuring out how everything fits together. Never having built this kit before, I do a lot of dry fitting.
Okay, well there are these HA8 turret thingamabobs. Vision ports, is that the term? Okay, I'm just using a minimal amount of glue.
So just using a little bit of glue. I don't want to use a lot because I don't want any glue oozing out of the side and making more work for me. So just a bit of a drop. Just enough to hold it in.
Oh! So yeah, there are two of these tops, but for this one, we're using this one, HA9. And that goes on there. Now I'm probably gonna keep mine open.
All right, here I'm just going to do a little bit of a test fit. See how this gun is going to look in there. But I have to keep it separate because I need to paint it. Damn, not enough glue, I guess. Oh well. Fix that, no problem.
There's some ammo.
All right, I found that part.
So that makes me happy. Now I just got to find that eyepiece. All right, so we've got those on now. We should put this machine gun together now. And this mount. And I guess that's it. Although we do have a few little pieces I wanted to put on. Right. Okay, so. So thank God we found this piece, eh? I wouldn't have been able to sleep. All right, so let's
get that lost piece glued into position. It's a bit tricky, but it can be done because, well, I did it.
Well, sometimes what I do, like here's all my tweezers. I've got another one here too. These ones are good. So, ow. Okay, so this one here has a bit of a grip in it. So that one I like. This one's got a grip in it as well. So if you don't have one of those, they can be useful when you're handling parts so they don't go flying into outer space like that one piece did earlier in this video. Anywho, that goes like that. Here's the gun. Okay. There's still a little nub there. I didn't see that. Oh no, it goes like that. Okay, I'm gonna cut those off. I don't really need that on there right now. Okay, so okay, at this point I'm going to review all the steps and make sure that I've done everything I need to do. Because sometimes I just move ahead when something is kind of tiny. So one thing I did leave off was DA14. So where the heck is that one? Maybe glue that on now. DA14, where are you? Right, so DA14 is a black, but we'll put it in and then paint it in place. All right. Well, the fact is, you know, you can't even really see that. I guess I gotta take this part off. All right, so it goes right there. Okay. All right, so that's done. Now, all that is done. Okay, so we've got this thing. Now, one thing I noticed is there's actually a plastic piece here. And I think I'm going to use that rather than the photo etch. Yeah, it might not be as thin, but it might just look better because, you know. One reason I prefer this maybe is because it's already got the bolts attached, right? Where with the PE one, you've got to attach some. All right, let's make sure we clean this up properly. So let's take a look. That should go like that. All right, so we got that on. So everything else, let's see, we've got all, we got to do those. KC10. So that's these ones right here. All right, so moving on. Those handles are on. So that's what I gotta do next here. that one get that as well? No. Okay, so KC18. We need these ones too, KC3. Wow, I broke that. Damn. Huh. Wow. I didn't even touch it and it flew apart. Weird. Oh well.
So I think instead of that other stuff, I'm going to prime it with this, because I found that there was a bit of a, like, white is very difficult to paint because it, especially gloss white, which I need to use so I can add a wash. If I were to just use flat, it would be pretty ugly because the flat surface really soaks in the wash. So, but I tried using that 1500. It didn't really do it for me. And if I just use the gloss paint straight onto this plastic, it has a tendency not to sort of sit on the surface good. It kind of like crawls, you know, like it sort of like beads up a bit. And so I'm going to give it a light dusting with this flat white and then come back with the gloss white. This is my spray booth area right by the barbecue. All right. I'm gonna make it pretty thin, I think. Oh, I gotta get my respirator.
Yeah, that's better. Even outside this lacquer paint.
All right, so I'm going to take off these tracks and give them a base coat of some sort. But I'm going to have to mark the bottom. I'm going to write an R. I'm going to scribe in an R. Where's my glasses? So just to keep track, I'm going to scribe in an R here. All right. So my strategy here is to pop these wheels up and out. I'll glue these in maybe after. All right. So let's scribe on L here. Let's do it again just to make sure. So I'll probably paint these out with the Mahogany Mr. Surfacer.
Okay, let's put this all together. Maybe we'll give it a quick shot of green in the lower section here. And that way we can put the wheels on. I don't think I'm going to focus on the upper parts at this point. I just want to get the lower aspects done. Get on there.
These rear engine bay doors, the reason it looks like I'm having so much difficulty is because the tolerances, like I said, in this kit are very tight. And what I ended up doing is just sanding a very little bit off of the left-hand sided door, and then everything just clicked into place, no problem. And I'm not talking a lot of sanding, maybe, you know, like the width of I don't know, piece of paper worth, you know. It's not really a lot, but you just need enough so that they'll seat down in there.
Well, it's a tight fit, but I think it will fit. When I go to glue it on, jeez. Damn. There you go. I may have to sand this part a little bit. Very tight tolerances, that's for sure.
So now that we've checked out the back engine bay hatches, let's take a look at the front driver and bow gunner hatches and just do a little dry fitting and figuring out here.
Where the heck is that part?
I'm going to put these on so then I can spray the outer color without having to mask stuff off. They'll be providing their own masking and at the same time getting painted.
They don't really have a way to keep this turret in place that I can see. It just kind of sits there. Oh well. All right, so I'm going to use these to paint that. And I think I'll use the darker one. Previously, I used this one already on here, which is the old XF62 olive drab, which according to Mr. Zuagla is pretty close to the real thing. These ones here are a bit lighter. I think I may start with this one, LP28. The reason I'm painting this is because I want to get the lower aspect done, and then I can get the tracks on, and then I can deal with everything else once the tracks are on. Because I want to put the fenders on. I may replace all these footman loops with the photo etch. But first things first is I want to take care of the lower suspension. So I bought these on Amazon. These ones are bigger than the usual ones I get. But they're actually really good for putting into your paint jars. Oh, it's got some tape on it. It just showed up yesterday, so I haven't even opened it yet. Yeah, there's some mask. Ow! I just poked myself again. So these ones are a little bit bigger than the ones I've used before. And contrary to what some people may say, these don't get rusty. They're specifically made not to rust. So they really help mix things up. Anyways, check it out on Amazon. Alright, so these guns have already been painted. So I'm gonna maybe cover them with something like this. It's got a hollow interior. So I'm gonna cut it out. Slap that on there. All right. So to keep those in place, I'm thinking I'll use, where is that stuff? Here. Micro mask. So just put a little bit there, a little bit there. All right, so those are on. All right, so okay, so I'm going to take this and go paint it.
I've thinned this back quite a bit, as you can see. I just don't want any buildup of pebbly kind of look.
Okay, well, that's a lot of wheel painting, eh? Well, I just wanted to show anybody who's new to the hobby, you know, how I go about painting my tires. I don't like using masks because you have no control over that in a way. You put them on and I think it's kind of a hit and miss. So I basically take my AK or Vallejo or whatever I'm using and I'll thin it back just enough so that when I go to use it, it's pliable. You know, it's the viscosity of the paint is at a certain point where it's liquidy enough that it moves very easily, like especially along where it comes in touch with the actual metal wheel part, so that it's sort of like with the surface tension or whatever, it sucks up to that. But it's also not so thin that you have to repaint it. But I don't want it straight out of the can, because then it's way too thick. And, it's better to build things up. Even if you do thin it down too much, you can always go back and do another layer. But if you do one coat of a really thick paint, it's probably not going to look very good. I hope this has been an okay video for you. Maybe a little bit boring by the repetition of things, but hey, that's how we do it here at Jet Scale Models. We try to show the process and not just gloss over things to make a nice, neat, tidy little package. I mean, I could do that, but I'm, doing this so that maybe other people who aren't used to doing modeling can see how I do it. So all I have left to say is, in the meantime and in between time, that's another edition of Jet Scale Models. Y'all come back now, you hear?